So I'm here in Barron Gorge National Park, northeast Queensland. I'm hiking to Stoney Creek Falls. It's on the Weir Trail on the south side of Barron National Park. And the Weir Trail just goes about a mile in, and then you got to follow the river up about another mile, and then you reach the falls. Because normally the falls are just visible by the train that goes by, but I found this route myself. I'm sure other people have done it as well, but it's pretty interesting. So it's a lot of rock hopping across the river to get there and a little bit of trekking through the jungle. Takes about an hour and a half to go the 2 miles just because of the rough terrain, but I'm hoping to get there by sunset and then hopefully get a good picture. I've been here twice before and scouted on a location, and I know what I want to do. Just hiking back's not going to be too fun because it's going to be dark and there's a lot of rocks and it's kind of rough terrain, but I should be all right. So let's see how it goes. Feels like walking in the jungle like this, that I'm walking through Jurassic Park and I'm gonna see a velociraptor at any second. So Barron National Park is situated about 20 minutes northeast of Cairns. It's pretty nice. The river here has a lot of good waterfalls. Just around every bend you just see another spectacular one. Nothing too huge, but at the end the Stoney Creek Falls are pretty amazing. Sometimes you can see the train crossing right before them. One of my favorite hikes in Queensland so far. So as I mentioned before, pretty rough terrain and a lot of climbing. So you got to do a lot of jumping and yeah, shimmying up some rocks, which is pretty fun. I enjoy it. With the camera and tripod on the back, it makes it a little more difficult because you have all that extra added weight, but it's still very fun. So we still have about an hour and a half before sunset, and where the sun sets, it's kind of right behind the mountain where the waterfall is. So it's gonna be a little tricky to get a picture. But what I'm gonna do is I might try and blend some, like take an exposure for the foreground, then take an exposure for the sky, because it's pretty cloudy today. So hopefully the sky will light up. So I was here a week ago and took a picture, but it was in about the middle of the day. So I was scouting this location out, and the picture just didn't come through. The sky was completely washed out, and yeah, but I found a pretty decent composition, I think. So now I'm going back at the right time, and hopefully I'll be able to come away with an exceptional image. I just spotted a wild black boar up on the hill up there. Maybe there was 2 of them. Oh. I didn't know those animals were around these parts. The wild boars are introduced here to Australia. They're not native. And I know there's supposed to be cassowaries around here. The big bird-like, similar to emus and ostriches. But I have yet to see one of those in all my hiking. But seeing the boar was pretty interesting. Now this is the spot here where I always get confused on where to go. So I always go to the left side, but it turns out to be a cliff, so you can't go that way. So you need to shimmy up this cliff here, and it'll take you through the jungle, and you'll be able to get to the other side. I'm getting pretty close to the falls. Still about an hour before sunset. So I'll get there with plenty of time to set up, get my camera ready, and just wait. Now in Australia, I have to say I haven't seen many big snakes. Not many snakes at all, especially when I'm out hiking. But I'll tell you what, spiders. You see some pretty big spiders. Like, check this out. Ooh. So I'm not sure what kind of spider this is, but it's pretty big. I don't think this is the way I need to go anyway, so I'm gonna find another route around. I really don't want to disturb him, and I don't want him on me, so just gotta make sure not to come that way when I come back. Now you're gonna have to excuse the poor audio, because I don't have an external mic, and the falls here are very loud. So I'm gonna try and cover everything that I'm gonna do. So I probably won't be able to talk when I'm up there because it'll be very loud. So I'm going to try and do a vertical panorama. As you can see behind me, the view is just amazing. But I'm going to photograph that fall up there. And I'm going to do a vertical panorama and just wait for sunset to get some color in the clouds. So we still got a couple minutes before sunset, so I'm gonna make my way up to over there. Gonna do a little bit of climbing and shimmying, then I'm gonna get all set up, take some test shots, get my focus ready, then just wait for sunset. So I don't think I got an image. The sky didn't light up like I planned it to. So that's a little bit unfortunate. But now I have the long trek back in the dark. So I'm gonna end the video here. And then I'll get back to the computer and see if I came out with anything, but I'm not being too optimistic with this one. So I better start heading back, and I'll see you next time.